Good Friday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks and SUVs and motorcycles and dogs and the property and life and all that stuff. Welcome to my channel if you're new or just the regulars that watch me. Good morning, good Friday morning. Beautiful weather here. Thanks for watching my channel. Really appreciate the support. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the people watching. And wow, just beautiful Friday morning. It really is. I mean, here, DC, Maryland metro area. So, great day here. This is a perfect day to go ride motorcycles, really. But here's a Grand Wagoneer, and I just love this vehicle. I love the inline six Hurricane twin turbo, 500 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds plus of torque. I just love that vehicle. And there's other vehicles over here too that I really like, and the list goes on. If you watch my channel, you notice I have a car passion, truck passion, motorcycle passion, lots of passions, addictions, all that stuff. And another thing I have is performance passion. Performance. I thought to myself this morning, this past week we talked about on Monday the test. We talked about being excited. We talked then about automatics, autos, and then yesterday we talked about the manuals, manual conversations, and today I thought it'd be appropriate is the performance. I don't think we had a really per se performance conversation. I think what drives us to these vehicles is all about the performance. And as much as I hate to say it, this Mustang Mach-E GT electric vehicle, the performance of this vehicle is just phenomenal. I mean, it really is. Hey, look at the pond there, huh? Just a beautiful, beautiful Friday. Going into mid-October, you can kind of see the change of the leaves on the trees a little bit here. But anyways, the Mustang Mach-E, this thing drives, in my eyes, like a Porsche. It's so connected to the road. So it's an incredibly performing vehicle. Sales-wise, not so much. Value-wise, not so much. Long distance wise, not so much, but it's a really cool vehicle that does give you a performance feel, but it then has the green agenda attached to it, and that's where the performance loves just kind of vaporizes as you drive it. And for so many, here's the Ford Mustang GT 2020 that my daughter just loves, even though she's starting to say, wow, Dad, that new Mustang you bought actually is pretty cool looking. So this is, in so many ways, a performance car. This is the pony car. This is the muscle car. And that's something that people just seem to love and want. And as we walk further over here, we get more into the truck aspect. And it's incredible how even the trucks today are performance-driven vehicles, being the Ram TRX, the Ford Raptor, and then you go to the Bronco Raptor. You go to the Jeep side, the Wrangler 392. You go over here, over to my Dodge collection. There's the performance packages of the Dodge Challenger Scat Pack, wide body, 392, 6.4 motor, 485 horsepower, 475 foot-pounds of torque. Here's the Dodge Charger Red Eye, aka Demon motor is inside that car. Technically 808. I don't even know the foot-pounds of torque. 700 plus or something like that. They say this is 797, 808, whatever it may be. That's the Dodge Hellcat 6.2 motor. And then you got the Lightning truck up here, which is actually the higher extended range battery pack. This is like 131 kilowatt versus like a 98 kilowatt. So this vehicle has longer distance, a little better towing capability. Yeah, right. That vehicle there, wicked fast, but it's an electric vehicle. So the performance in that, once again, very performance straight line cool, but that damn thing is so heavy and you feel it when you drive it. So performance, I think, the back roads, yeah, not so much. That thing is a tank, basically. It really is. A good riding vehicle and straight line vehicle, but it's no performance truck by any means. The Ford F-250, the gentleman owns before me, he tried to get a little more performance out of this vehicle by doing the Carli suspension. So this has a Carli suspension in it. This is supposed to give this better handling through the back roads when you're getting ripping through the ruts and the rough terrain. How the tires will stay planted and the vehicle doesn't get the rear wheel chop. And yeah, okay, F-250 truck, you're doing that, right? Here is the Jeep Mojave Gladiator, or I should say the Jeep Gladiator Mojave Edition. And I kind of steered away from the Jeep brand because of the Ford Bronco. Ford Bronco to me is a better performing vehicle in this category. But here you go. Here's the, I'm better get the dogs in. I just have this gut instinct that they're going to run off on me. So here's the Jeep Gladiator Mojave package that I just really feel is a better package for what I do with the vehicle than the Rubicon. And I never really knew that. The Rubicon is a kind of a more stiff riding vehicle. That's such a luxurious, soft riding, but at the same time has an aggressive feel going down the road. Ford Bronco Raptor. I intentionally didn't even want to look at that vehicle because I waited so long to get my Ford Broncos. For people that watch my channel, there's lots of vehicles that have taken me years to actually end up getting the vehicle I want. It took me close to 2 years to get my first Ford Bronco, and then my second Ford Bronco. And then I had them, and I didn't really want to part with them, only to then have the Ford Bronco Raptor in front of me because I had the opportunity to buy a Raptor Bronco and kick my order, but I'm going to wait like 2.5 years to get a damn vehicle. But at the end of the story, there it is. There's the Ford Bronco Raptor, the baddest ass performing vehicle in that segment I've ever owned. It is the nicest vehicle I've ever owned, and it is such an enjoyable vehicle. Here is the Ford Power Boost that is the hybrid setup. The V6 twin turbo 3 point, what is this, the 3.5 motor, I guess it is. Or 3.7, I can't even keep track anymore of all the different liter motors. 6.7, just, you know, what's the Pennstar motor? Just, oh my gosh, where's the Ram truck over there, tuned and piped? Just some information, but here it is. I traded out my Ford Raptor, feeling this would be the better vehicle for my everyday use, what I do in my business and travel, all because of miles per gallon, which I never actually seen the 23 miles per gallon that this Marooney sticker showed on this vehicle. But overall, I like this over my Ford Raptor. Just a better performing vehicle for what I do, and it feels in so many ways faster and stronger because that electric motor in that transmission. Now we go in here and we got the brand new Mustang GT 2024 with the GT Performance Package, and it has the Pony Night Package, which gives you the blacked out package. Let's get the dogs in here. And I wonder if anybody noticed what hat I was wearing today, because I have a hat on for a reason. That's another story for us. So get on up there, pups, as we get the lights going and we get the day going. And here's another Mopar product, Dodge Challenger, that is the Hellcat Red Eye brand. So here's the Ford Mustang GT. Really loving the vehicle. Yesterday, I had the windows tinted. So got that to give it a little more of a flare. I think it's a little bit more of a nicer look, the black look. Look what I dug up. My Coyote sticker. What do you think of that here? I mean, that is kind of a contrast to the whole theme. Maybe I should have done more like this color or something. I don't know. That's just from my Ford race truck down in Tennessee that I need to bring home, so I can show that off to you. But here is the Ford Mustang 2024 that really is a really phenomenal performing vehicle. I just can't. I've been talking about it, and I talk about it. Motor Trend magazine, everybody's out now driving these. They can get their hands on them. I don't think there's a lot out there. Fortunately, mine was built on August of this year, pre-UAW strikes, because sometimes for me, I think, boy, when the attitudes aren't the greatest in the work environment, I think you're part of that. And so, yeah, I think that I'm lucky I got this pre-strike. And I'm sure that some people have these things on order, including me, the Dark Horse, are now waiting around. But the performance of this vehicle, even with the manual transmission, it really is a fun vehicle. And it's just so incredible how today the manual transmission is a slower pick if you buy a car. Versus so many years when I was growing up, the manual transmission was the better transmission for a very high performance car. But today it's not. The 10-speed auto is going to beat this car. And then on a roll, you're just rolling down the road at 30, 40 miles an hour. I would have to say that the auto is going to kick down faster than you can shift, and it's going to be poof, gone. Yeah, my Triumph hat. What's that all about, right? What am I doing? If you watch my video, so incredible. The performance of my video channel here in the last few days has been very challenging. My videos just aren't uploading as quickly as they used to. I think it's because I'm going a little too long in the video. I'm sure some people are like, yeah, you're getting pretty long. The 30, 35-minute video is probably the more optimal way to do my channel, but I've just been doing so many things and so many things to share that I just get talking and keep talking, and that's what happens to me. So, conversation. Let's keep on talking about the brand new Mustang GT. People in the field are really looking at this thing. I have the video from yesterday of doing a real drive around review of the car, and people at a gas station were really excited about it. And yeah, but here's the thing. Here's it. It's in so many ways it's direct competitor to the degree, more the Camaro. So I would really say all day long, the two cars head to head to me are more of the Camaro versus the Mustang. The Challenger is just too much of a straight line car. Fun car, great car, and even Johnny Lieberman, or whatever his name is, of Motortrend Magazine, he did a back-to-back ride of which car do you buy? Do you buy the Ford Mustang GT, or do you buy what I just showed you, my daughter's smoke show, Dodge Challenger, wide body? Which one would you buy? And he, for the most part, I mean, I think he had to say the Mustang to keep Motor Trend's advertising monies from Ford. But he truly loves the Dodge product. Dodge product is such a fun product, but it's done. This is done. It's just hard to believe that it's the middle of October for the most part, and it's Friday the 13th. Yikes, right? Friday the 13th, and wow. Wow. Should we all be worried? Yeah, with all the craziness going on around us, yeah. Sure, I'd be amazed. I think a lot of people are going to be hibernating today from the media machine that just scares the hell out of everybody. But anyways, it's hard to believe that this is it. We're down to 2.5 months of people being able to order. I don't even know. Has Dodge even turned off their ordering books to order any of these Dodge products anymore? So it's so interesting that Dodge is exiting this Ice Age. And hey, once again, if you want a Ice Age TV sticker, just go to iceagetvcomments@gmail.com, and there you go. You can share the love of you like the internal combustion engine, and that's where we are. That's why I made my channel, to share the love and passion and the performance of what I buy on the Ice Age, because the EV age is trying. I don't know if it's going to succeed as fast as they think for all these green activists. So, yeah, I'm really, really loving my new Ford Mustang GT. Even though a week ago I was not focused on this. It wasn't until this past Saturday that my sales guy just reached out to me, or Friday, whatever day it was. And I didn't really even respond that much. I just kind of saw the car. I just wasn't excited. But I just decided the heck of it to reach out to him. And I just all played out where I got to go see the car. And I got thinking, let me just go drive the car. Check it out. Let me just go see the car and see if this kind of makes sense, and you know the rest of the story if you watch my channel. But this car really performs really, really nice. And I can only imagine with the Dark Horse, that's a danger. The Ford Dark Horse, so what happens when that thing comes in? I mean, what would I give up for it? That's the challenge. What would I'd have to give something up. Ford Motors is not going to give me another loan. I can just tell you that. That'd be very, very challenging. I don't want another loan. I'd love to give up one of these electric vehicles, but those damn things, they don't want them. There's no value. It just gets too crazy. So that's a whole other day. It's to my advantage that car doesn't come in until really first of the year or whatever. I don't know. Who knows with me. So anyways, to the motorcycles, to the performance of motorcycles. If you watch my channel, notice that there used to be a Triumph Rocket here in my shop. Badass performing vehicle. They're practical for the way I ride motorcycles, being that I really like not having all the wind in my face. Having the fairing out in front of me, it just gives you that more relaxed feel. Really, just you know, just very nice. The kids, a young person, the younger people, even some older people, they like that open road riding, but the wind just wears you out. So yesterday morning, I told everybody I pretty much came to closure that I'm not going to buy the Triumph Rocket. I just kind of came to closure, and you know what? It just isn't worth it. They're not giving me good numbers on that vehicle there, and I just don't want to let it go. So I came to closure, and I even texted the owner yesterday morning after my video, and I explained to him, you know, I'm just not going to do anything right now. I really want to get my Pursuit, the Indian Pursuit down there. They are actively working on that. They are in touch. The owner's in touch with Indian, and he's really emphasizing that I'm a special customer, that I've bought a lot of motorcycles from him, and I've got a bunch of Indians, and I've got a YouTube channel. So he's telling this Indian, one of the higher ups, that I would try to take care of this guy, because otherwise I think you're going to be getting a lot of information spread that you don't want to hear. So they're actively on my bike, and they think that they're going to get this thing resolved very quickly. So that's the good news. Some of my subscribers, I think that the dealership's dragging their feet, doing nothing. They're just going through the steps through Indian, and they'll just listen to Indian, because like my good friend John there at the Motorcycles of Dulles, his position is just tell them to buy it back. If they can't get it fixed, then you go through the procedures, have them buy it back. And he feels very strongly if they can't resolve it, that they're going to buy it back. So I've got a lot of support, thank goodness. So anyways, I texted my friend John. It's the love-hate relationship. Anytime you deal with these car dealerships, motorcycle dealerships, it's because it's all about the money. It's always about you giving them money, and in their eyes, yeah, they got to make profits to stay in business, but then in their eyes, they're not making enough money, and then in your eyes, you're spending too much money, and it's just been going on for right? Any of these stories? Yeah, I'm sure you do. We won't go down that conversation. So the Indian Sport Chief, we haggled and haggled. He finally gave me a respectable number, and he was telling me about how he's really discounted the Triumph Rocket, because it's not a big deal. I'll pass on it, and you'll have another Indian Rocket come at Indian. I can't even keep track of my damn words. The Triumph Rocket will be available again in 2024. So just, you know, no one comes in, but he's like, yeah, but he's like, I'm not going to discount that. You know, who really knows? I don't know. You know, but so the whole point is, we went round and round, and he finally called me back on the, and this was like 9 o'clock yesterday morning, then like 1 o'clock yesterday. He called me, and we banged the numbers out, and we finally came to agreement, and so we did the deal. So last night, going home in the Ford Mustang GT, I decided I'd just go by the dealership, get all the paperwork wrapped up, and this morning, today, hopefully my business allows me to escape, I'm going to ride this down. But I think what we're going to do some motorcycle riding. So I think my daughter is going to ride whatever she wants to ride, and I'll ride that down and drop that off, and then pick up my new Triumph Rocket and try to get some riding in. And maybe my friend Chris may even ride with us too today. So we'll see how it kind of plays out. A lot of variables there because of just me trying to run a company, and sometimes you can't escape. I haven't bought the brand new Rocket saddlebags, so that's already in that case right there. And I'm going to buy a nice big front windshield for it. Triumph doesn't really have a really good performing, I think, front windshield, so I think the aftermarket may take better care for me on that. And I'll do all those videos and how-tos and all that good stuff on that new Triumph Rocket. So yes, I went ahead and bought it. So there are a lot of buy it, don't buy it. Get the Road Glide RG3. Well, for the record, that has nothing to do with the deal. That won't make or break the deal. So, and which is so incredible how another financial company approved me on this deal for 8.99% financing. Yeah, that's the deal I got on this one. And that was even with like no money down, but I put money, I had this bike, equity in this bike. So he just took all that money as bike and took it towards the Triumph Rocket. But it's just incredible that the company Freedom Road did a deal for me, and the Harley Davidson Financial they just won't do anything. So people are out there RG3, get the RG3. I want the RG3. The dealer I went to the other day with my crappy performing iPhone. If you watch my videos, it's incredible. I had to leave this phone back at my shop in order to upload the morning video, so I took my iPhone with me and I used that. I wasn't even planning on making videos out in the field, and then it's just one of those things where I call Chesapeake Harley. Hey, did those trikes come in? Oh, they just came in today. So then it turns into I got my junk iPhone with me, and I take that to make videos, and people are already commenting. It's like, what's wrong with your video? Your video content, it's just like terrible. It's just that's a stupid ass iPhone. Even though I got the brand new iPhone 15, I got now like 2 weeks ago. I've never even taken the time to make it work. Just too many things going on. It's just more exciting things to me going on besides talking. It's all about the cars and trucks and motorcycles. So does the RG thing play out? I don't know. It's just very challenging. That just may have to be another day at another time. And it's all good. It's not a big deal. But it'd be pretty cool to get that. And for me, I really wouldn't have a problem of parting with one of these motorcycles to what I'm saying, like this here I could part with. The kid would, if I said, hey, she'd probably say Street Bob, but the numbers just don't work. So that's the challenge. These bikes I'm showing you, I'm not excited at all letting go of the new CVO Road Glide, even though the performance on this bike is so really cool, so nice, but yet Harley's not selling them. What's going on? What's going on with the performance of Harley Davidson? And I like to start up my different bikes. Like here is the brand new 121 motor. I put nice little exhaust on it. And let's just go ahead and start this motorcycle up, because I like to compare it to my Indians. And that there isn't the same style setup motor that's so naturally aspirated, meaning that it's more a liquid cooled motor. This is just head liquid cooling. So now, oh wow, this is crazy. So where is the key? Where's the key to the Harley? Oh, there it is. So that's funny. I had to open up my bag. And is she in neutral? She is. Let's see if we can start her up. There she is. I just think that sounds so nice. That's such a good sounding, performing motor. Exhaust. This takes forever to power on, but it's just a whole different noise to start to sing up. I showed you yesterday. So now here's this is off. It's a whole funky type of exhaust. It's a loud exhaust. I'm going to change that exhaust. Badass sounding, but too damn noisy. I mean, it really is. I mean, hey, kitty. So really nice exhaust, but it's just kind of, hey bud, how you doing? It just kind of wears me out. So the performance, hey bud, how you doing there? It just, get out. You're gonna scratch me all up. The kid must be out. Let's see if we can find her over here. And get the dog back to the house. No, you can't hang out here. You can't hang out here. You can't do that. No. So let's see if the kid's out here. Hey, get the dog. Where are ya? Yeah, troublemaker here. Performance. Talk about a dog that's high performance. There the dog is. That dog will just wear you out. Anybody that's a German Shepherd puppy, let me tell you something. Those things are just non-stop, man. They're always on a mission. So, if we look at all the toys that I have, it's all about the performance. Each one has a characteristic to it of what, how you ride, how you feel. And that's my challenge in life. I just get bored of the same old ride very quickly. and I just want to change it up. So my brilliant idea in life was, well, if I had lots and lots of different cars and motorcycles at one time, I wouldn't be buying a different one so many times. Is that theory working out? If I owned lots of cars at one time, then I just wouldn't be selling my cars. I would just then jump from car to car to car, truck to truck to truck, and I would be more satisfied and content. Which to a degree I am, but if you watch my channel, but yeah, that theory there isn't working out very well. Or vehicles in your fleet just to be constantly flipping for something else, which is about the truth. Oh, when does it ever end, right? So looking around our toys here, it's interesting on what created the performance. What created, where did these things come from? And it's just so incredible on the bicycle side of the life of the origination of motorcycles. That's where these things came from. If you do your research on Peugeot bicycles, Indian wasn't Indian bicycles. It was named something else. I can't think of the name of it right now. Harley Davidson. I mean, there's so many other companies out there that their true beginnings were bicycles. I just think, who really started all this? And believe it or not, technically Peugeot. Peugeot in 1898 was the first manufacturer of a motorized bicycle, which I guess you'd call then a motorcycle. So it was 1898 that the Peugeot, the European Flare, which for the record, Peugeot is the automotive group that bought out the Dodge, Ram, Jeep, Ferrari, Maserati, product line, now known as Stellantis. And so then you do the Indian in Springfield, Massachusetts, 1901, was then the next so-called well-known, company that went from transitions from bicycles to motorcycles. And then you go to the Harley Davidson, they were 1903, because right now we have these 120-year stickers and other things. Where did I put it? I just got too much stuff here all the time. So if you look here, I've got a 120-year custom, so 120 years. So it's 1903, hard to believe, 1903, that is where the original performance of these things kind of came from. Honda, I'm thinking, Honda, when did that start? Was that the 50s, the 60s? So the collection I have here, we have 120-year-old technology that's evolved to all of this, which today brings us really nice performing vehicles. And if I had a brain today, I would ride this Indian Challenger down to the dealership. But see, there's the challenge. See, right there, if I drive this down and my daughter drives that down, then is she going to ride this? No way. She's not at that level. So many people are like, put your daughter on this. She's not there. I'm not doing it. I mean, people are like, oh, she can do it. No, she's not doing it. I'm not doing it. I mean, is she going to drive my Hellcats around every day? There's no way. There's no way. I had GT500s she used to drive with me to go somewhere. Is she going to drive that every day? There's no way. I mean, you just set yourself up for total. Many people were critical of me of letting my daughter drive my Mustang Bullet that she totaled. Some people were like, it was so stupid for you to let your daughter drive that car. In some aspects, it was more me being stupid letting her drive it on a rainy day. That's more the aspect on a cool rainy day, because that these performance tires right here are not designed for the cooler months. And this is such an argument, and I talk about it on my YouTube channel all the time. If I open up this door, I'd be willing to bet you there's going to be a sticker right here that says, what does this sticker here say? This says, you should not be driving this vehicle at 45 degrees or below. Do you read that? So do you realize that for all these people that buy these Mustangs to put the performance tire on this vehicle, you're not supposed to drive this tire at 45 degrees or less? Wow. Do you believe that? I mean, sincerely, can you imagine me going around to a car show and we're out there on a Sunday morning and I walk up to the guy in the Ford Mustang and I say, hey, it's 40 degrees out. What are you doing? What do you mean? You can't drive that car. The Mr. Z06 guy, hey, your tire, you can't drive it. You're not supposed to be driving. Oh my God. You know where that conversation, you're gonna be like, get the hell out. Full of crap. Okay, well, the sticker, are you so right, huh? Yeah. So the whole point is But go out there and buy these high performance tires. They're not an all season tire. Here is an all season tire. I don't think we have a sticker inside the door here by Dodge that tells me I can't drive the tire in the colder months. They aren't the greatest because they bust loose. So most people are like, there's no way in hell I'm going to own that all season tire, even though there are some really nice all season borderline performance tires out there that you can switch out. But I don't have that challenge. I have a lot of performing vehicles, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so as always, the videos get very long. Me wanting to share my fun and enthusiasm and everything else. And I get up to the office here. And so, yeah, it is me doing a total reversal on not getting a Triumph Rocket. And I've changed my mind because this is why I've changed my mind. Indian over here is to collect dust. So I just came to closure. I'll get the Rocket. It'll collect dust. I mean, in so many ways. Because in all reality, do I really want to just sell that to sell that? I don't. And yeah, am I taking a beating? To a degree, of course. What, you think you buy a motorcycle for 20 grand and they're going to give you 19 grand for it? I mean, sincerely. You really believe that? Do you think that I could sell that motorcycle that's 20 grand at the dealership and a guy will come to my house and pay me 19 grand? It never happens. So I'm sure so many people always are like, you should just sell this stuff on your own. You'll make so much more money. Don't make much more money. You don't. I mean, sincerely, and keep in mind, if you're right now, you're in the market for a Indian Sport Chief, and you go to your local dealer, 19 grand, setup and freight, you're going to be at $20,500, and then you're going to have your tax and tags. So if I said to you, I'll say that bike for 18 grand, would you show up today to buy it? And so that's where the challenge is on me performing well. The performing conversations is it's very challenging when you buy these motorcycles, cars on your own to get decent money on them. You usually don't. It's very challenging. That dealership atmosphere, it's just a whole different ballgame. People go to dealership, they think they want one thing, then they go to another thing, or it's the energy, it's the financing. So yeah, so somebody said to me right now this morning on my YouTube channel, I'll give you 18 grand for that. I called the owner of the dealership and said, look, hold on, don't do anything yet. I got a guy coming to read me $18,000. And let's just back the, but I know if I list this thing on the market, could I get 17 out of it? Yeah, maybe. There's no doubt. I mean, I can make it 18 out of it, maybe. But for the amount of money that the owner's giving me for the bike right now, but here's the challenge. Once that Triumph, if somebody comes and buys it in the interim of me trying to negotiate to buy that motorcycle, then I'm not embellishing here. The next bike is going to be $3,500 more. So I didn't win. I lost. There's nothing accomplished. So that's a challenge because these motorcycles have a price increase for 2024 and don't have the same color. Well, they may have that same color. I'm not sure on that. But the whole point is I didn't accomplish anything. So if you think you're going to perform better on selling things on your own in certain aspects, certain price levels, yes. But here's the thing. If you're watching my videos and you're just kind of looking at things, something's going on. You can just sense that the performance, these dealerships aren't performing at the level they used to. Now, the dealership I deal with here, Motorcycle Dallas, this is in the D.C. Metro federal government, guaranteed paychecks for everybody. Defense contractors that support the wars beyond wars because they make a gazillion dollars out of being funded for the wars. I mean, who wouldn't want to have a war right now? And boy, oh boy, how is Ukraine performing in the war with Russia? How is Israel performing with the war of the Hamas? I mean, so for the area defense contractors, they love this stuff because they're now making a ton of money selling military technology and ammunition and everything else. So they're performing very well. The whole point is to you, it's very hard to read the real economy in this area because it's an incredibly wealthy area that's all protected through the government funding. So, but at the same time, I can see that you can feel. I mean, here's the thing. I went up to Chesapeake Harley Davidson, and I've talked about this a gazillion times, and I'm so disappointed that the CVO Rogue line down there is not performing very well. And here's the thing. In some aspects, if Harley Davidson gave me a really nice interest rate and I could trade my CVO Rogue Glide for that RG3, I would consider it. And the only reason I would consider it is because here, when we were doing a deal here, I guess two weeks ago, they were offering me close to $42,000 for that motorcycle. Okay, I don't know if they would today offer that same deal because they have so many of these CVOs now populating at all these dealerships. So for me, I could just, like, I was up at Chesapeake Harley, the owner of that dealership. He owns 3 Harley dealerships, York, Taraoga or something like that, and that Darlington, Chesapeake. And you could just sense that he's concerned because he's got a lot of inventory, and it just seems like, and here's the facts. My finance individual at the dealership there, I said, it seems like Harley Davidson Financial is not performing very well. Why am I getting 8.9% from Freedom Road loan, but Harley Davidson wants 23.9%? What is going on? They must be in like trouble. And she, they have to be careful. You swear to be dealerships, you can't spill the dirty laundry. But she claims it right. She's like, yeah, Harley Davidson's taking hits. This is the Eagle Bank, what's it called? Eagle Savings Bank, whatever it is. It does the actual, it's called Harley Davidson Financial, but it's a subsidiary of Harley Davidson. And so she claims, yeah, they're getting hit, meaning repos, meaning people aren't paying their bills. So Harley Davidson, in so many ways, they may be on the page, unless it's somebody with just impeccable credit, high credit score, they just don't want them because they just feel like it's going to be another bike that comes back to them. And that's what they're going to do. They look at me, I have a lot of exposure. Their position's like, we just don't want a loan with this guy because he's too risky. And he's going, even though what's so crazy is the last loan I did back in August with them was just, X amount of points. It was a 10.89% loan. So it's as if in some ways Harley just is playing. I guess they got performance challenges. You look at the performance of the UAW. Look at the UAW. Their concern is there's now being disclosed as time progresses. I've talked about it many times. Their job performance is very concerning to them that it's going to disappear because of the EVH. That is the main. Where they're really stuck at the table, they claim, is wages is there, but it's more so the future of the automotive industry on the performance vehicles that have ICE engines in them. They see the painting on the wall that these EV vehicles are going to take away their jobs. And so they're very, very, very adamant of this negotiation that they've got to be guaranteed jobs. That's where I'm sure that General Motors and Ford and Stellantis, a.k.a. Dodge, Jeep, Ram line, their biggest concern is how they're going to perform in the electric transition with the other big companies like Tesla, BYD out of China, which is Build Your Dream. So they're very, very adamant on how they have to keep the overhead and expenses very streamlined in order to compete in this electric vehicle new transition. But I think to myself, the electric vehicles in this country here aren't performing as good as somebody thought they would. So, Jim Farley's the first guy you can target that thought that this Mustang Mach-E would be a huge hit, the Ford Lightning would be a huge hit, but the sales are not performing by anything that they thought they would be, to the point that Jim Farley has totally gone a whole different direction, where he's going for pushing more that the hybrid vehicle model is the more preferred performing vehicle that people really want, which is factual. I agree with that. I'm sure most people would agree. I'd rather just have a hybrid. Can you even imagine if they would have brought the Mustang, which it's already rumored that's going to be the next maybe GT500 capability, is it's going to be, electric motors up front wheels. I mean, there's been renderings of drawings and the Mustang or just Ford patents, but can you imagine having a all-wheel drive Mustang that has 800 to 1,000 horsepower? Oh my gosh, that thing would be insane, and it has that exhaust note. That's what we're looking for. So, and I think that's where it's going. And that's why, I gave up beautiful GT500 cars. I'm sure some people are like, you're crazy. You should have kept those. Yeah, but these are huge obligations. They're huge amounts of money for these things to sit in the garage and collect dust most of the time for the what if. And I truly believe that the next generation S650 GT500 is just going to obliterate the former GT500s. And I just felt so strongly that those things' values are not going to hold their values. And it'll be my daughter to be my age before somebody want to pay big money for them. Just forget it. It's not worth it. Just this new Ford Mustang GT, just feeling the quality and the build of that car is just phenomenal. And I think that right there says it all of where the next GT500 is going to be in the next few years. But sadly, it's going to be a $150,000 car, I think, and be so lucky to get one at $200,000. I think it's going to be crazy. And it's unfortunate. I think the Chevrolet Corvette Z06 has already set the precedent for the market to see that people will pay huge money for these low production in some ways, but these very unique, incredibly built vehicles. So let's leave it at that. I'm not going to get into all the negativity of the media. It's beyond believable what's going on right now around us. And I'm not going to talk about that. Nope, I'm not going to do it. Just total negativity. I want my channel to grow and perform, to be hopefully more upbeat and more about having fun than just this constant, all you see is all the negativity. But it's so incredible how these YouTubers have these channels, and they perform extremely well of just the fear factor, the constant fear factor. It's just incredible wow, that you really want to watch these videos of just beyond believable what you see, and then to hear everybody telling you how it's going to be tomorrow. Yeah, right. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching my channel. And do we do a little bit of video in time? What's really cool on that Rocket is it has cruise control. It does have the heated grips. If it had a heated seat, wow, for my Tookus. And if I can get the right front windshield on that thing that's a little bigger, that thing may end up be like, that made me like, wow. There's one thing for sure. Does that thing make me feel like I'm a kid again? It does. It really does. Is that thing just a performance vehicle? It's incredible when you just like crank that throttle. It's it's literally like driving my Hellcats. Yes. So stay tuned. Maybe we'll share some video riding time. Another long video. My apologies, but I just like to share my fun, excitement. And I've got a brand new Mustang. How many people have a brand new 2024 GT Mustang? So I'm trying to share that fun, and hopefully that helps you. Maybe have a dream, or maybe you cross the bridge to buy a Mustang, or maybe you come to closure that, like my daughter, she just loves her car, even though she's starting to really like that car. Interesting, right? Hey, thanks for watching. God bless. Stay safe today on this, we should call it the Good Friday. Not the Bad Friday, the Good Friday. So lucky 7 should be the day, not lucky 13, right? Yikes. So stay tuned. Have a great day.